Hey y'all, I don't know who this word is for, but God is saying, realize that I have you in the palm of my hand. Stop complaining because the journey is taking longer than you want it to take. Stop speaking against my plans. Stop acting as if I don't know what I'm doing. The Lord took me to Exodus 13, verses 17 through 18, and that's pretty much where the Egyptians were leaving Egypt and they were headed to the promised land, and God had them take the longer route, and that was because the shortest route would have led them straight through the Philistine territory, and we know that the Philistines were huge. They were warriors. They were basically trained for war. The Egyptians had just came out of slavery. They never went to war. They never been in battle, so they were not trained for that. So God was taking them a different route so that they wouldn't have to encounter the Philistines. And what I wrote is, God said, so God led them the long way. God said, if I had taken them the shorter way and they saw war and ran into the Philistines, they would have turned around out of fear and went back to Egypt. I did not want that for them. I was protecting them from something they were not prepared to face. And just like many of us, God is saying, you're frustrated because your path feels longer. You're frustrated because it looks like the promised land is taking too much time. But the Lord is saying, you don't see what I'm shielding you from. You don't see the battles you're not yet ready for. You don't see the things ahead that would have broken you if you encountered them too soon. For many of you who are called to higher things, including myself, greater things, God is saying you don't truly understand what comes with that level of responsibility. You don't know what comes with running that multi-million-dollar company yet. You think if I place you there today, you would flourish, but honestly, you would be overwhelmed. You would be shaken when real pressures arise. You are not ready to lead a full staff yet. You're not ready for the weight of payroll, decision, structure, or stewardship on that scale. You must be prepared for that level. He says you're coming out of a season where you did not have to use those spiritual muscles. You did not have to carry that kind of weight. You haven't built that endurance yet. And God is saying, I'm trying to prepare you. I'm allowing you to experience your wilderness season for some of you, because this is where you will learn what you need before I push you into your purpose and into your promised land. So even though the long route was chosen for their protection, the people made it even longer by complaining. Their words stretched an 11-day journey into 40 years. This is the second time God has given me a word like this, specifically concerning the Egyptians and them prolonging the journey that should have taken 11 days and causing it to take 40 years. God's saying, don't let your complaining delay what I intended to happen quickly. Don't let your frustration extend a season that was never meant to be long. Trust the route I chose. Trust the timing I set. He said, I'm leading you, I'm protecting you, and I will still bring you to the place I promised you. Stop fighting the long route. It's the very route that's keeping you alive. And of course, the scripture that ties all of this in is Exodus 13, 17 through 18. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go that God